Hey, Chris here, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to share with you how to do copy trading on Freetrade. Now, copy trading, for those of you that don't know, is something that I think the trading platform Etoro made popular in the last couple of years.
With Etoro's Copy Trader, you can copy the top performing investors, which is lucky because football's kept me really busy recently.
And basically, it's where you simply hand your money over to someone and they then buy and sell stocks and investments on your behalf and just manage your money for you. So you're essentially, as the name suggests, copying exactly what they do in their trading. When you mention that word copy trading, most people's minds will go to the eToro trading platform. But I really want to show you how easy it is to do copy trading over on Freetrade. Before we get into it though, I'll just quickly mention the Profit Boss Investing Facebook group. If you're not yet joined up to that, I'll leave the link down below. And I now have the Profit Boss Free Money Guide. So that's just a page where I've listed all of the offers that I've found on the internet to do with things like investing apps that you get free shares from and various different ways to make money online. You'll find them all on that page there. But having said that, Freetrade don't actually have a copy trade feature on their app. So those of you that have Freetrade already, you will have noticed there's literally nowhere where you can just press a button, select someone and press copy trade. It doesn't work like that. However, what they do have is access to something called investment trusts over on their platform. And an investment trust is basically where you have a fund manager and that person then just manages all of the money that people invest into that trust. And of course, as the name suggests, they buy and sell and trade on your behalf and manage your money for you. Now, I know what you're thinking. Those of you that are diehard fans of the Vanguard index funds will straight away say to me, oh, you shouldn't bother with those. They have high fees and you should just invest in an index where you pay very low fees and just track an index like the S&P 500 or the All World Index. However, not all investment trusts charge extortionate fees to manage your money. Now, take for example this Pershing Square holding, which is managed by fund manager Bill Ackman. You can see here on the screen that the fees are ridiculously high. So just to compare this, if you look at the numbers at the side of me on the screen now, that's how much Pershing Square holding charged to manage your money. And this is how much it would cost you to have 5 years worth of holding £5,000. And that is not a small amount, believe me. And this is how much it would cost in a Vanguard S&P 500 fund, just tracking the S&P 500 index. It's a ridiculous amount of saving there just going with the index. But as I said, not all of them are a ridiculously expensive fee. So the one that I'm going to, not financial advice, but recommend to you here, but again, do your own research, is one that I'm investing in myself and plan to for a very, very long time, at least 20 plus years. And it's simply called the Smithson Investment Trust. Now, I'll tell you in a second why I've chosen the Smithson Trust. But if you are interested in doing this, you can do it through either your general investment account on Freetrade or your ISA account. If you go through the general investment account, it's completely free on there. There's no monthly fee whatsoever. If you go through your ISA account on Freetrade, it does cost £3 a month to have an ISA, but any gains or any dividends that you'll get paid, well, Smithson don't pay a dividend, it just gets reinvested into the fund and grows your money further. But any gains that you make in an ISA are completely tax-free there. So in my opinion, if you're doing this for the long term, that £3 a month is very, very worth it. Before I get on the laptop though and show you why I've chosen the Smithson Trust, I'll just put on the screen now the fees that you would pay for, again, having £5,000 for 5 years in that trust. And you can then compare that to the S&P 500 index and also Pershing Square holdings there. You can see that it's not as cheap as the S&P 500, but it's also not as expensive as another fund. In my opinion, if you can pay a small fee to have someone manage your money and they're going to outperform the market year on year, then it's definitely worth paying that extra bit there because you're going to get a lot more in return. We'll get on this compound interest calculator here and I'll show you the difference with just going with an index or going with a trust and showing you how much extra money you could have. So, and I'll leave a link to this calculator down in the description if you want to play with these numbers. This is just a rough example. If you have more money that you're putting in each month and you have less years to invest, maybe you're in your 40s, Of course, you're not going to have 42 years, but this is based on someone that's from 18 years old to 60, so the full 42 years there, and putting £100 a month in. So we're starting with £100, and then this is a 7% interest rate. So the S&P 500, after you take off inflation and the fees of the index, and then for 42 years there, just putting in £100 a month, you would get on your 60th birthday there, if you started on your 18th birthday, £287,000, 352. Now, if we scroll up and change that interest rate to 12%, which I strongly believe after the inflation number that you want to take off there and the fees for the fund, you'll be getting on average like 12% easily per year. It could be more, but I don't think it'll be any less than that based on what they're investing in. And you have the same amount of money here, so starting with £100, £100 a month, and we press calculate. This number is going to go from 287,000, and you're going to have, instead of that much, you will have 1.2 million there and change. Calling £32,500 change is a bit silly, but you'll have over 1.2 million pounds. And all you've done there is simply change what you've invested in, nothing else. You've still put the same exact amount of money in each and every month there. So you're probably now asking, okay, well, if I want to trust this Smithson Trust, lots of trust there, I know. But if you're going to trust them, who is managing your money? They've got to be really, really good at what they're doing. And basically, I know some of you will already know this, but Smithson was set up by Terry Smith, who set up the Fundsmith Equity Fund in 2010. And since that fund has been set up, it's been averaging just over 18% per year, so for the last 11 years, and that's after they've taken the fees out, so actually more like around 20% per year. And basically the fund manager, so portfolio manager here for this Smithson Trust, it's not run by Terry Smith because he's busy with Fundsmith, but it's actually run by a man called Simon Barnard. And just to give you some information here on Simon, and then I'll show you some details of the trust itself. He has actually joined Fundsmith in September 2017. He started his career at Goldman Sachs Asset Management there in 2003 as a research analyst on technology and industrial sectors. And, there's a long line, I won't read all of it, but there's a long line of working in the industry there. And he also has, if this matters to anyone, he has a first-class degree in economics from the University of Cambridge there, and is a certified financial advisor charter holder. Now, for me personally, if I'm going to trust my money with someone, that is the exact type of person there that I would want to trust. Of course, I'll leave a link to this smithson.co.uk down in the description if you want to check it out at your leisure. But if we click on Fund Fact Sheet here, we can get into more information about the fund. Starting from the top, we can just go through the information here. So, Portfolio Manager, Simon Barnard, Fund Type, Investment Trust, the ticker symbol, so what the fund is named, like the nickname, it's called the ticker symbol, is SSON, which is quite good for Smithson Trust there. And the launch date was 19th of October 2018. There is no performance fee, so that's a massive, massive thing when it comes to growing your money with an investment trust. If they charge a performance fee, you're really, really going to have your returns wiped out big time there. But what we want to look at really here are the key facts. So the number of holdings there is 31, and that just purely means that at the moment there's 31 companies that they're actually invested in, and over the entire amount of companies in the world that they would actually choose to invest in, there's around, I believe, 85 ish, something like that, companies. And the reason why they're only investing in 31 is because the other of those, say 54 companies, they're just not currently at a good enough price range where they would want to buy into them. So they find the great companies, but then they don't just buy them at any price. They want to buy them when they're selling cheaply, so you can of course make the returns on them. The median company founded there is 1973, which is a great number because it means that the companies that they're in are very established, been going for many, many years there. They're not risking your money with brand new startups or anything like that. That's a great number. The median market cap is £9.9 billion. So again, these aren't small, the small and medium cap stocks that they're invested in. So technically, as far as the stock market is concerned, they are small and medium cap stocks, but they're not very, very small companies. It's not a company that someone's just started up in their garage. And yeah, we have other information here. So gearing policy up to 15% short term, number of shares in issue 170 million and some change there, and then market capitalization, which is just the amount of money invested in Smithson at the moment, is £3.3 billion. Now, probably one of the biggest things that you're wondering right now is, okay, that all looks great, but how have they been performing since they were founded a few years ago? And you can see here, so Smithson's share price, that's the main thing we want to focus on in this list, and compare it to equities, which that equities is just the World Small and Mid Cap Index Fund from MSCI. So we can see here then, starting all the way on the right, the annualized to the 30th of November, so up to very recently at the time of recording this video, the annual return is 23.6% that's per year. That's incredible. And the equity, so the world index for small and mid cap stocks, has done 12.8%. It doesn't take a genius at maths to work out that they've nearly doubled the performance of their benchmark there. They actually spent one whole year researching all the stocks that they would be investing in for this trust before they even started it up. Now, you might be saying, well, okay, that's great. You've convinced me, and I promise I'm not on commission from Smithson for trying to convince you that it's a great trust. But you might be saying now, okay, well, how do I get started? Should I just put all of my money into it that I have available in one go? Or should you just drip feed money into it? What should you do? And basically the way I would go about it is just drip feeding. So one day each month, or maybe one day every 3 months even, just select that day there and just put in the amount of money that you can afford to put in there and set aside. So money that you will not need to touch for at least the next 20, 30 years if you have that sort of time frame to invest for. By doing that, you're not risking anything. If there was a big market drop, you don't want to put, say, £10,000 into it, a big market drop happen, and then it take 3 years to recover just to get back to where you put that original 10,000 in. So really, you would just want to do, say, £500, then the next month or 3 months later, another 500, and so on and so forth. That's known as dollar cost averaging, or if you're watching this in the UK, pound cost averaging, depending on what currency you want to use. If you've appreciated me taking the time to put this video together for you, I know you've probably already pressed the like button if you made it to this point, but if you've not yet pressed the like button, please do so now. And until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.